Hello, I'm TheNerdySteve and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be reviewing The Wild Robot in one take. So, let's start. A raft of otters discover a broken crate off the coast of a deserted island and accidentally turn on a highly advanced personal assistant robot named Roz. Upon activation, she searches for a directive and after an encounter with a gosling, decides she must help it get ready for the upcoming migration. The Wild Robot is a pretty movie, and a pretty decent one too. But I think while most people will enjoy it, it doesn't stand above a lot of other animated films with similar idyllic motifs. Pixar's Wall-E is an easy comparison because a lot of what The Wild Robot tries to do, Wall-E does better. There's a protagonist that is a robot, an exploration of machine versus nature, and both have a third act where the world of the movie gets drastically larger. But Wall-E's exploration into its universe fits much more sense thematically and within the plot than the Wild Robots. Wall-E's critiques our complicity in the wastefulness and laziness of humanity. It informs and recontextualizes what happened in the first two acts and shows an optimism that we can and should do better. The Wild Robot has little to say about a lot of different things. When its third act starts, we're introduced to a villain and a vast, foreboding world. But it feels like a different movie, because when the world opens up, we're removed from this intimate and personal relationship between Roz and the Gosling. Why did we need to bring in this third party? The movie starts to lose track of this parent and child metaphor that it seemed to be building towards, and for the most part, it all seemed to be thrown away. We could have just stayed on the island and found conflict there. Speaking of conflict, The Fox and the Hound focuses on another aspect that The Wild Robot pokes at. When two friends realize that they are living completely incompatible lives, what do you do? In The Wild Robot, when Roz rallies up the denizens of the island, they work together, which is fine. But the movie actively points out how some of these animals are predators. In a movie about life and death, animals who are prey and predators speak to this topic in an interesting way. But the movie doesn't investigate further. We don't see what the bear does for food. Does he just eat the animals without lines? It's this weird issue that might be easily forgiven or forgotten if the movie didn't so blatantly remind the audience. Why tell me this and not do anything with it? I also found the movie to be tonally inconsistent. We all remember our Bambi moment, and I won't spoil this for you if you haven't seen the 1942 movie, but there is a devastating event that puts Bambi on his journey, and a similar event happens to Roz. It's not too graphic, it's not too obvious, and for me, it sets the movie up to have a point of view about life, death, family, and sentience that is never really developed. It only just gives these ideas a shallow and cursory exploration, and I wanted more. I love the visual style of this movie. It's consistently filled with beautiful imagery and wonderful uses of color. Some scenes have this unique paint-like quality that just fascinated me. However, there were times when the fur looked a little unpolished. I'm not sure what happened there, and maybe it was a stylistic choice that clashed with me, but that happens. Obviously, it doesn't negate the artistry that went into creating this, and I think if you love animation, there is a lot to gain from watching this movie. And of course, the voice acting in this was incredible. Lupita Nyong'o did a fantastic job as the pragmatic and soothing Roz, who has just the perfect mix of robotic humanity. There was this calm wiseness in her voice that I found endearing and lovely. I grew so attached to her so quickly, and I needed her to thrive. The Wild Robot is a fine movie. I think the majority of people who watch will like it. Some might even love it. But for me, I might go watch The Iron Giant instead. I'm the Nerdy Steve, and thank you so much for watching. And as always, like and subscribe and comment below to tell me how right or wrong you think I am. Have a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Bye.